It's the best that we've done so far, actually.
It is, right? Wow, cheers. Should we cheers for the start?
Yeah.
The best Founders Anonymous set.
It's like the first official.
I know, I'm so excited. Are you
Founders
ready?
Anonymous, yeah.
Yeah, okay, sick. We prepared for this, so we can make sure we get an in-depth conversation. But basically, I figured let's just start with your origin story. There's a few notes that we wrote down. So your family came from the Philippines, right? And you were born there.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to just know, what was the experience from, I guess, that you heard from your grandma coming from the Philippines? And then what was your experience too, comparing the Philippines and then having to move to the United States?
So my grandma was already here before we moved to the Philippines, but I don't really remember much. I mean, I was 7. I kind of like remember just getting to the Philippines. I feel like I didn't really understand what was going on. I just kind of...
You moved to the Philippines at 7?
From the Philippines.
Oh, from the Philippines here. Okay, got it.
Yeah, when I was 7.
Yeah.
I feel like I have like little memories. Like I remember like when I first got to my grandparents' house here in the US, it was like we had like hot dogs and like green ketchup.
Nice.
And like
everything you saw on TV.
Yeah, and like that part of my childhood was like blurry because I didn't really understand what was going on. I wasn't like I have no recollection of my parents being like, oh yeah, we're moving to the Philippines. I mean, to the US. It was like...
No conversation?
Maybe
that you
did. Yeah, no conversation that I remember. It was just kind of like, it just happened one day and I just accepted that we were here in the United States. And, you know...
Any memories that stand out though, like in the Philippines? Anything like in the house or at school or anything?
Yeah, some, like, it's not like super clear, but I do remember like it used to flood in the Philippines. Like our house would get flooded and then we had like bunk beds or something. We'd just like kind of sleep on the top bunk or whatever, stay up there.
So it would rain and then like literally in the house there's just water?
Yeah, it was just like a common occurrence.
Oh,
like the whole like area was like flooded. And,
okay.
You know, we'd like go outside in the rain and, you know.
Soak
like,
City?
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of dance in the rain and stuff. But yeah, and then visit my grandma in the countryside. Those were good memories. It was my other grandma that wasn't in the US.
Oh,
she
okay.
lived
In the Philippines, your other grandma. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. How was your adjustment period? Like when I guess, I know you grew up in Weir Mesa, there's a lot of Filipinos, but I'm curious, did you feel like culture shock? Was it hard to fit in when you first started being around all the American kids and stuff?
When I was younger, it was like, it felt normal. Like I just felt like another kid in school. I mean, English, you know, I was still learning English. I remember the first day of school, I literally peed my pants because I didn't know how to how to go to the bathroom, you know?
Oh my God, I don't think I knew that. That's funny.
So like that was like...
What class was that? Or like what grade? Or were you
first grade.
First grade, nice.
Yeah, I remember. I kind of have like a vivid memory of like what happened. I peed in the library. I peed my pants in the library and we got back to the class.
That's so funny.
The teacher was like, what happened? And I was like, how to use the bathroom. And I couldn't really remember what happened in that class.
So you probably remembered though after that point.
Yeah, like that's...
How to ask for the bathroom.
Probably, yeah. I don't remember peeing my pants again, so... Yeah, but it wasn't like... You know, I felt like I was a normal kid. I don't think like as kids you like are really judging other kids. You know, I knew I didn't really understand like what an accent was. You know, I was just kind of like, I'm a kid.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like our school is interesting because we had so many immigrants. So maybe it was normal to like, oh yeah, my parents, they moved here too from another country.
Yeah, and it wasn't something that I was like really conscious of. It wasn't until like middle school where everything kind of hit me. It's like puberty and just like I just remember once I got into middle school, I got really shy. And like really reserved. And I remember like people would be saying like, oh yeah, like, you know, fobs, you know, the fob accent, like you're below, like you're inferior because you have a fob accent. It's like you're speaking proper English, things like that. And I remember I would have anxiety talking to the class because like I didn't really like, I just remember I did a presentation. I was like super nervous. And then after like, you know, I did it, somebody was like, oh yeah, you sound really fob up there. And I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. Like, dang, I thought like I've been speaking English for years now and I still sound like a fob. And
you remember who said it?
Nah.
I thought the funny thing about being like young like that is like it was probably like your best friend.
I do remember.
I feel like we were so mean to each other.
Yeah, I did have a friend who would, not gonna name him, but he did call me out a few times. And
not gonna name drop.
Yeah, he's funny. Like, shut up, you fob. I'm like, damn. You know, and it kind of...
Yeah, did that leave an impact on you?
Yeah, because I would like see other kids like who were, you know, who did just move from the Philippines. And I would kind of like look down on them because they did have an accent. And I'm like, but, you know, and it felt like, it would feel like a battle sometimes, you know, like those kids would despise, you know, Filipino-American kids because like, we've assimilated and we're American and, you know, they're like straight Filipinos with accents and maybe darker or, you know, things like that. And it's like, but now we're like, you know, it took me like a while to realize it's like, no, we're the same people, you know, we're both just trying to make it, like we're not better than each other.
Damn, do you feel like that at a certain age or grade that went away, or do you feel like even people our age are still like that, like there's still a divide?
Or
was it just kids bullying each other?
I think it's a little bit of everything. I think people still kind of look down on, you know, Filipinos who do have accents and things like that. Yeah.
Dude, I would love to get into your kind of your friendships, your early friendships. So, yeah, who were like your earliest friends when you were in school? And then I'm curious, like, how were you like different and similar to them?
I did have a pretty good like friend group in like elementary school. I mean, I think, you know, it wasn't like people weren't like super judgmental as kids. But like middle school, I think was when it all kind of changed. Obviously.
Yeah, middle school is crazy.
Honestly, most of my friendship like memories was like definitely like the band.
Just all the band guys?
Yeah, all the, you know, all our band friends, you know, walking through the village and
yeah, that's what we did. Hey, you want to walk to McDonald's? Yeah. We go. We spent $2. Have like the best time.
Dollar menu.
Yeah, I remember when we upgraded from McDonald's to In-N-Out. That was like big. We was like, dang, In-N-Out's like $7, $8.
Yeah.
We used to do the 2 for $3 at McDonald's back when that existed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I felt different. I just, if anything, I felt really like shy because it was like, even though I knew people, I would pretend like I wouldn't know them because I'm like, oh, do they know who I am? And that was like throughout high school too, even like past high school, where it was like, oh, do they remember who I am? Like, so I just kind of pretend to ignore them.
I see what you're saying, because that's interesting. Because if you acknowledge them, I guess, then you're kind of putting yourself in a position of like, well, if I'm going to say something, hopefully they remember like who I am.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what happened, like why I got so shy. Like after like middle school. I think it definitely was like puberty or something, but
it's puberty. Started thinking about girls.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta like look a certain way, you know?
Yeah. Did you have interests in school, maybe high school or college, that you felt like other people around you didn't have the same interests as you?
Interests. I feel like I had pretty similar interests. I did fall in love with music at at a really young age, like elementary school. I remember like the band like visited, and like I was like, oh, I want to do music, and I think that like sparked my love for like creativity and art. So I always felt like artistic.
Why are you saying it like that? Artistic.
A little artistic in me.
Yeah.
At a young age. And like I think I just got tired of band after high school.
That's fair.
And then funny enough, I, started doing photography and videos. And now I'm like trying to turn it into a full-time thing.
Yeah. No, like we should get into that because one of the things I feel like we always have this conversation is you felt like you're not cut out for traditional like career path that you kind of like grew up around. So yeah, I'm kind of curious, like was there a moment or a conversation or something where you felt like a seed was planted and you started to feel like, that path isn't really for me?
I would say it's hard to tell where it stemmed from because it wasn't really like my friends that were telling me like to be like, to be different. It was more of like, I just remember like at a young age, I would just see my parents come home and then I'd be like, damn, they're miserable. And
that's fair.
I was like, dang, that's what a 9-to-5 job does. Like, I don't want to live that life. I'm going to like break from that cycle. And I would have these conversations with two of my closest friends at the time. And like, I've always I just want to escape that cycle. Like, just want to live a life that I want, that I want.
Yeah.
I think, I remember, I don't know if you remember Tim Delgado.
Oh yeah. He did music too, right?
Yeah, he's like a rapper.
Like fashion or something.
Yeah. And he just had I think he just had he just had an influence on me growing up because he would speak some real shit.
Yeah.
And I'd kind of I think in a way he taught me how to think differently.
That's
live a life that you're proud of because, he's a short Asian dude trying to make it in YouTube and entertainment. And it's that's literally what entertainment doesn't really accept, right?
Yeah. That's funny.
So
was it through his music or you were following
he would do these YouTube series called Dear Delegado where people send him questions and stuff.
Oh, that's dope. Okay.
And then in a way I think those really inspired me to
nice.
Kind of think for myself, think differently, but it's hard to pinpoint where I was oh yeah, I don't I'm gonna become an entrepreneur. It's hard to pinpoint where that really stemmed from, that idea, other than just seeing my parents miserable coming from their job.
Yeah. Okay, so on that note, dude, I would love to get into kind of your transition because you're in school. Maybe you could just give a brief arc, the first few years after high school, what was life like? Quick, because I feel like you went through different things, right? Man. So you finished high school 2013, and then what are you thinking? All right, I'm gonna do this at that time.
I think I had a general idea. Okay, funny story.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember kendamas.
Oh, yeah, I remember. We used to make kendama videos.
Exactly. So that was the crazy.
I've edited a slow-mo kendama video. I think you or Austin or something.
See, yeah, even... Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kendamas that really got me into
I forgot about kendamas.
Yeah, that really got me into filmography, videography, and just getting my first camera because people would do cool edits, right? Yeah. And I was oh, I want to do that, and I want to record cool videos.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't remember how, but I think for Christmas my parents did. No. I know how I got my first camera.
Oh,
I
okay.
used financial aid.
Really? In college?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shit,
I would
that's
get a
crazy.
You get
legal?
a decent chunk of money, huh?
I'm just kidding. I said, is that legal?
I mean, you could use the money for whatever.
You're like, FAFSA, if you're watching this, I'm just kidding.
Hey, man.
We don't want any audits. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't want to name nobody, but people had a fatter check than I would.
Yeah.
And they would blow that shit on. I remember I came into a counseling office.
Yeah.
This kid was like dripped out.
No.
And he was like, yo, my FAFSA's not like going through. And I'm like, bro, because he spent it all on the clothes.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
He's wearing like a hype beast outfit.
Yeah, he's like Supreme.
Your
like all
FAFSA
that
came through.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, yo, I need my money. It's like,
yeah,
you spent all that shit on clothes. Like, yeah, I can't be hating. I spent my shit on whatever too. But yeah, I finally got my first camera, and that's how like I didn't even start off taking photos. I just I was just like, I just want to make cool kendama videos.
Yeah. So you use your financial aid while you're in college.
Yeah.
You're not doing photography though.
No. It wasn't even like a career thing, you know.
Oh, just taking classes.
Idea.
Yeah, like general education and stuff.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, I'm gonna do engineering or something. Like good money and.
You got it. And then the kendama and the cameras is just for fun.
Yeah, but eventually, you know, kendamas like started fading away, and I was like, I'm done kind of with kendamas. It's not cool anymore.
Yeah, so when did you switch from like, it was on the side, but then, I mean, now you want to do it as your main thing. So like, what was it like trying to switch over from like doing photography stuff on the side into like actually, you know, this is going to be my business sort of thing? It
actually was a pretty quick transition because so I finally got like an iPhone, like, well, in high school and stuff, and I got Instagram, and then I just like was like really inspired by like these photographers, and I was like, whoa, like how do you take cool pictures like these, right?
Yeah.
So after I got over like kendamas, I was like, well, I have a camera, and like how can I make cool photos like these Instagrammers? And I really like got obsessed with it, and I would like look up it's like, you know, those photographers. I'd like look up interviews that they did and stuff. And then one of my favorite photographers, shout out to Trash Hand.
Okay, yeah.
He's still up there for me as a photographer.
That's amazing.
Like he was like, you know, he built a following on Instagram, and you know, he was shooting on his iPhone or whatever, and Nike reached out to him and was like, hey, we'd love to have you on a shoot. And he was like, sure.
Nice.
He literally maxed out a credit card to get a camera. He didn't really know how to use it, but he was like,
that's so funny.
You know, he trained his eyes, so he got the camera, and, you know, maxed out his card, and he's like, I think he's gonna, and the rest was history.
Yeah.
And he worked for like pretty big brands and stuff, and I don't really see him active anymore. I hope he's like still shooting and stuff, but his work's still like, I learned a lot from his work. Just he did a lot of symmetry and like very like the colors and everything I still like implement to my work today.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
that's when you're like learning the craft of how to do the photography and everything.
And just like hearing that story of him like transitioning from like a iPhone camera user to like building into a career.
Yeah.
And shooting, you know, just really dope photos that really inspired me. And I was trying to do the same, you know, I would try to go out and shoot. I like literally drove to San Francisco by myself, did a solo trip, took photos.
Like to meet somebody to take photos, or you're just like, I'm going to take photos of stuff?
Just going to take photos of stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you know, like it was tough because like, there was school, and you know, I didn't have like the best car, and San Diego didn't really have like the look that I was looking for, because Trash Hand was like in Chicago, and he did a lot of like city, you know, rooftop and stuff,
urban stuff, the bricks.
Exactly. You know, that was like the popular thing back then, and I was like, San Diego doesn't have that.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
am I going to shoot? Like,
You're like, we got La Jolla, we got water.
so, you know, but I was trying to figure it out in my head. I was like, I really want to become a photographer, and you know, just fell in love with the art, and just, you know, shot when I could, and just try to figure it out every year, like something, you know, just how could I get better?
Nice. Well, I would love to. I know you worked at Starbucks for a while, right? So I'd love to get into like, what is you're working at Starbucks, you're doing photography on the side, and then, like how was that time for you?
I mean, early years of Starbucks, it was, you know, enjoyable. It was new, you know, it was, had a lot of cool people that I worked with. And then eventually it went through its changes, and eventually it just became like unbearable, you know? And my friend at the time...
What became unbearable about it?
It just was just like very like profit driven, and just like, just a bunch of stuff they were making us do. They were making us work harder. And then I realized the concept of hard work is get rewarded with more hard work.
That's funny, yeah.
And that's when I was like, I really had to get out of here. Because like, you know, I'm not trying to like be cocky or anything, but I felt like I was one of the better workers, and it always seemed like they would just give me more to do because I was so good at everything else.
Yeah.
And a lot of the lazy people just kind of were like, we're just lazy.
Yeah.
They didn't really do anything about it.
And they would get less work because, you know, the manager would like learn that like, oh, they don't do much.
Yeah. And they knew that I would listen because I'm such a good worker.
Yeah. Do you remember like a specific day or point where you kind of thought to yourself, like, I need to get out of here?
It was a bunch of different things. It was, it really started like during COVID. It's like we became essential workers, and it was like, what the fuck, we have to work while everyone gets to stay home, get the fucking paychecks and shit. And I was like,
oh, that's right, because everyone's getting was it unemployment, or I don't know?
It was
just like a stimulus check. Yeah, that's right.
And we're getting like, you know, a few $100s a week, and I was like, man, I gotta work. Like, that was so BS. I mean, a part of it was like I didn't just like sign up for the thing, but at the same time, I was like,
that's interesting though, because like they're making you make a bunch of frappuccinos, and they're like, hey, this is essential.
Yeah.
But these frappuccinos are just making everyone have diabetes.
Exactly. I'm like, bro, people do not need this.
I'm not trying to conspiracy theory, but
yeah, but like, bro, like literally people are coming in for like a treat. You know, it's like, I gotta get my coffee, and it's like a frappuccino. I'm like, bro, like
thank you for your sacrifice. You're wearing your mask, and you're like, here's your frappuccino.
I'm like, bro, really?
Yeah.
I gotta,
So what was your plan? Like, what pushed you over the edge? It would be like leaving Starbucks. How was that?
I was still living at my parents at the time, and I graduated college already, and my friend got this opportunity to open up a basketball gym, and he wanted me to be a part of it. So, you know, I felt like it was a huge opportunity, and it felt like we would make a lot of money right away.
Yeah.
You know,
this is like every entrepreneur story. Yeah. So it took 5 years longer than I thought it would.
Yeah. You know, it was crazy. I worked with them for like 2 to 3 years, and it was a struggle. Like our gym, like the gym wasn't like filled with like, it was empty a lot of the time, and it was hard. It was difficult trying to like build the clientele, and I couldn't really ask for money because nobody was making money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're basically like almost like a co-founder at that point.
Yeah.
It's like before there's all the revenue, just contribute and like build this up.
Yeah, and it was like, I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll settle for like, at first it was $300 a month.
Yeah.
And then I had to like push them to give me $500.
Yeah. So how much were you making at Starbucks?
Was this like 2,000 a month?
Okay, so it was a big pay cut. So you went from 2,000 to 300.
Yeah. Exactly.
So big lifestyle change, basically.
I hated Starbucks that much.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, okay, I got a credit card. It could last me a few months.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, I'd be making money by then.
Yeah.
And
did you have a certain like, all right, I have 6 months or something? Like, what was your? Did you do any math to figure out like how much time you had?
I was just
You're like I was free rolling.
Yeah, I was free rolling, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I remember I was like, okay, I need to create a portfolio. I need to do portraits. I need to do this and that. I had started DMing people like, let's take photos. And I was like very into the basketball scene because my friend had a basketball gym and I would go to basketball games. Like that I heard of, and there was a kid, Mikey Williams, and he was like the most popular, basketball player in San Diego at the time. Mm-hmm. And not even just in San Diego, but like, in the whole country, like he was pretty up there. Mm. And like, I was like, oh my gosh, like this might be my chance. Mm-hmm. So I would go to his games, and their games were in like San Ysidro. So San Diego, San Ysidro, through traffic,
like 45 minutes or something.
Yeah, like an hour.
An hour, damn.
And I would have to drive through like rush hour because the games would be like, I'd pay for games too. Like, I did what I could. I went to and eventually I fell in love with like basketball more and more, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make it to the NBA.
Yeah.
And still.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would love to know what a day in the life was like at that time, where you're making $300 a month. You're trying to, figure everything out at the same time. Like what, like you wake up, like what happens in a day?
Oh my gosh. So I was like, that was probably like the best like sleep I've ever got.
I was like, you say like something else. That's the best thing. Okay.
Because like because I would mainly be working at the basketball gym. Mm-hmm. And then they wouldn't really start till like 3 p.m. because that's when, kids get out of school. So I wouldn't really get there till like 1 or 2 p.m. So, I would like stay up late and just like, just do whatever, honestly.
Yeah.
I had a lot of time, but I knew I wasn't like using it effectively.
Yeah.
I knew I would set up shoots and stuff, but I was definitely doing something like photography related every day. If it was like editing or actually shooting. Yeah. So at least I was like really honing my skills. But as far as business, I was like the worst at that. I would never charge anybody. And like even to like this day, it's like a struggle sometimes because I like to put the art first before the business. Yeah, we were just talking about that. But it's like, if I really want to turn this into business, the business has to come first. I already have the art down. Yeah. I like, I'm not trying to be cocky, but I feel like I'm better than a lot of people who are doing it, but they're actually making it into a living because they put the business first. Yeah. Okay, so we were just talking about you're working at the gym, making 300, and then you're making 500, and you do that for 2 years, you said? Yep. What was the point, or I guess, was there any point where you just thought to yourself, it's not working out, I need to do something else? Yeah, I mean, definitely. It was like, I maxed out my first credit card. Yeah. I opened up a second credit card. And that shit was getting maxed out. Yeah. And then I was like... Was anyone like trying to give you advice at the time? Like, oh, maybe you shouldn't do that, or... Not really. I wasn't, like, sort of, but not really. Like, my friend at the basketball gym was like, dude, you just gotta, like, get shoots, you just gotta do photography stuff. And I was like, I did try. I shot, like, weddings, I shot events, but it was like the pain of like shooting those things was just, it wasn't like things I enjoyed.
Got it. Yeah, like it was transactional. Like you just were doing the shoot for money at that point.
Yeah, like weddings, you make good money, but at the same time, that was so stressful for me.
Yeah.
It just like, yeah, it was just stressful. I think I could do it now, but I don't think I would enjoy it. But yeah, you know, I made some money to, you know, keep afloat, but it was like just seeing my credit card maxed out, and I was paying minimums every month. It was like, that's when I started applying for jobs. I was like, yeah, this isn't working out anymore. I need to apply for jobs. And, you know, I tried to apply to like, I was thinking about going to Starbucks too. You know, I was like, I didn't want to, but if I had to come down to it, I was like, I would have to go back.
You're like, to at least get you out of like the, you know, all the credit cards maxed out and stuff.
Yeah. And
I'm curious though, just to like, at that point, was it kind of an easy decision, or were you still struggling to like make the decision of, okay, I need to go get a job? Like, what was the process like in, you know, to make that call?
I think I just, I just told myself I have to get a job because like I wasn't getting the shoots that I wanted to do. So it was like a big ego thing that like, you know, I couldn't really get over. It was like, cause like I could have shot like things just to make money, but I didn't.
Oh, so you're saying you could have done gigs that you didn't enjoy just to get the money to pay everything off, but you'd rather go get a job than do that.
Yeah, because it was like, you know, I was still trying to build my confidence of like, am I good enough to shoot professional, like to shoot weddings, to shoot these things? And, you know, if it didn't have money behind it, I'm like, well, there's no pressure because there's no money behind it. But if there's money behind it, then I'm like, oh, what if I mess up? What if I miss a moment? And I wasn't, you know, and I like learned how to get through that. It was, if it happens, it happens. And you know, and you just figured out what to do. But like, I couldn't handle that stress. And obviously your job is like, you can mess up, you can do whatever, and you're still getting paid, right? And
you're not like, you know, solely accountable and responsible if something bad happens. It's like on you. And I'm curious, because you mentioned earlier the struggle between the artist and like the business side of things. So it basically, you were dealing with that same thing, it sounds like, at that point too.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, am I good enough to like have this as a business? Because I would compare my skills to the best people, you know? Which like looking at back now, it's like, I don't have to be at their level. Like, you know, I can get paid less. And
like, it takes a while to become that level of professionalism right there.
Exactly. Like,
to achieve that.
Because I was charging like $50 a shoe, but you know, that just covered gas for a week. And, you know, it was hard to really price myself. But I knew like I was good, but just the business part was just like, that was a tough part for me.
So I'm curious, going back and getting a job, what were you telling yourself at the time? Like, I'm just getting this job for a year or two to like pay my bills, and I'm getting back to photography. Like, what was that like?
Of course. I was like, I knew, like, you know, I did have some doubts sometimes, but I knew like the 9 to 5 was like never going to be an option for me. Like to do it like, you know, for a really long time. And I'm
just here for a good time, not a long time. I'm just kidding.
Well, hopefully both. But, you know, I still shot when I could, you know, even with my full-time job. It was like, oh wow, like, you know, I could finally start paying off my bills, but I'm like, now I have money so I can do more shoots, you know, do these things. And I was working at the basketball gym, you know. I was making an extra I was making $500 there.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and I was getting paid on my full-time job. So, you know, life was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, but it was hard mentally. I started taking time away from the basketball gym because it was like a new job I was trying to transition to. You know, it was remote, and I would work at the basketball gym. But then after I got off my job, you know, it's like 5 p.m. I'd be like kind of drained out of my mind.
Yeah.
And then now it was like time to go shoot.
So you're working 9 to 5. And then immediately after, you're working at the gym?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that. So you're working 9 to 5, a remote corporate job at the gym, and then at 5, you're already at the gym and you just get right to shooting.
Pretty much.
So what was the day like at that time? Then you would just go for like 2 hours, 3 hours?
I'd probably be there till like 8 or 9 probably.
That's like the whole day.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're basically working from like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah, some days.
Yeah, with the
days.
corporate and then the photos. Yeah.
It wasn't every day.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, I tried to do that when I could, but like I said, I started taking time away from the basketball gym.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, maybe I would be there, like, I would do like 12 hours, like the 12 hours, like 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, like, I try to like edit and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was still, like, I was still having consistent work
Yeah.
through that time period.
Got it. And then at some point, at this point, you're in San Diego your whole life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point you moved to LA.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about that? Like, what made you want to go to LA? And then what was your transition like, actually moving to a new city for the first time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, my sister like moved out, so I took her room, and then she was moving back in because she wanted to go back to school. So me and my younger brother were trying to find a place, and I'm like, shoot, like, you know, these are all expensive. Mm-hmm. And then you showed up.
Yeah.
And you were just kind of.
You just texted me, right?
Huh?
I said you just texted me. Like you were just in LA.
Yeah. I think so. And then we met up in San Diego. And then I was telling you about it, and you were just like, let's move to LA. And I was like,
Yeah.
Wait, it like really clicked when you said that.
That's so funny.
I don't know if you realize like that I was like, I'm actually gonna do it like that day, but
I didn't realize that day. But then you told me like a few days later
because this happened
like, hey,
around,
I can actually do it. I'm like, oh, word.
Because this happened around Thanksgiving, around like November, and then you said that, and I was like, I literally told my parents that night.
The same night.
Same night.
So you made the decision the same night.
Yeah, I got home. I was like,
That's so crazy.
I told them, I was like, I figured it out. They're like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna move to LA.
Yeah.
And they were like,
yeah. What was the reaction? Were they just immediately supportive, or?
They're like, I think they were like in the middle. They're like, yeah, if that's what you want.
Oh, okay. Like,
you know,
they were chill about it. They weren't like resistant or anything.
Yeah, I don't know if they were like, he's actually gonna do it. Like,
oh, okay. They're just like, oh, you know,
yeah,
he's excited.
I talked to my younger brother about it. I was like, wait, you can stay here in San Diego, you know, save up
the whole
money.
scheme just clicked in your head.
Yeah, exactly. Because like my brother, he could stay home. He was working full time. He wants to buy a house. He can save money instead of like going out and renting.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, you can stay home, and then I'll move out to LA.
Yeah.
My sister moves back in. It's like a perfect situation.
Yeah.
And then
and I'm curious, what was your expectation of what LA was going to be like versus the reality of like, well, how was your first year actually there?
So it was like that same feeling kind of when I had the opportunity of the basketball gym. I was like, LA, man, there's so many opportunities.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like maybe at every stage of life, there's going to be a little bit of that.
Yeah, exactly. Very optimistic.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of optimism. And I was like, this is it. I knew that I was going to end up in LA sometime in my life, but I didn't think it was going to be that soon.
That's so funny.
I didn't
even know that you felt that way.
Yeah.
Before that day, you already knew at some point I'm going to be here.
Yeah, because I was like, LA's the land of opportunity, and like, not gonna lie, like San Diego was like kind of like, you know, not the greatest.
Oh, here we go.
We'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah. That's another podcast.
But I was like, this is it. This is LA, and literally, you know, you gave me Brandon's number, and I was like,
Yeah.
can I get that room? And he was like, okay, sure. And negotiated it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
all right, let's do it.
Yeah, because I guess the context is I'm living with my college friend, still my friend to this day, in a house, and he's renting out all the bedrooms. But there's like 6 bedrooms, I think, and only 3 of them are rented out.
Yeah.
So you're visiting, and you're talking about how, my sister's moving back, whatever. The house I'm living in is empty. And then I'm just like, well, you should move to LA.
Yeah, exactly,
Half the house is empty.
Exactly.
And then you actually hit up the landlord, Brandon.
Yeah. And, it was, and within a month, I was in LA. It was the craziest thing.
It was fast, yeah.
Because it was like November was like when you brought it up, and then I moved in December.
Yeah. Did we film a podcast with Christian before?
Yeah.
Before, because you guys visited at the same time.
We did 2. We did 2 podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
We visited twice. Yeah.
You guys drove up together?
Yeah, both times.
That's so funny. I keep trying to get Christian. Christian, you're next. Trying to get Christian into LA.
Yeah. Yeah, because I would visit you at the house, so I already knew the house layout, and
I mean, you met the roommates and everything.
Yeah, I already knew the people in there, and so it wasn't like a huge transition. But
I was showing you your room.
Yeah.
Oh, this room is open.
Yeah, exactly. So it was crazy. It was definitely.
Yeah. So So how did the first year go? Like, what was the actual experience? What were the highs and what were the lows?
Definitely.
You said
one of the lowest.
You're like no highs. Yeah.
Like I came in very optimistic. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a lot of opportunity. Like, who doesn't want a camera guy?
Yeah.
But it suddenly hit me that there's a lot of camera guys in LA.
Yeah.
It's LA.
Yeah, it's like it's a classic thing. Like, go to the big city. Everyone else came from their town to the big city. So now there's just a bunch of talented people.
Exactly. Yeah. Everyone kind of has a similar dream. I mean, I try to get into the games that I could. Luckily, I already...
Oh, basketball games.
Yeah. Luckily, I kind of knew somebody already, so... I mean, honestly, I was just all over the place. I kind of did the same thing when I, quit Starbucks. I started hitting up models and, just people to shoot with, because I did know some people in LA already. And then, just started, just did outreach, and a lot of people said no or didn't say anything.
Like, you DM'd them on Instagram?
Yeah.
Just like a bunch of people. Yeah,
it's a bunch of people, and the toughest thing was being like the lonely part. I didn't really think about that moving to LA, because I was like, oh, Thaddeus is there. And it's like, I'm just gonna be working. My friends are only 2 hours away.
Yeah.
But I made a huge realization that there's a huge difference where you have the availability to hang out with anybody at a given time. Like in San Diego, it could be a Wednesday night, and I could just probably hit somebody up, and we could meet up for 1 or 2 hours, right? But that wasn't the case when I went to LA. It was like I had nobody to really hit up. You had your own things to do, so
that's true.
I was kind of like,
I was around with it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, but
messing with you,
it was it was still tough. I wasn't really making new friends or anything.
Yeah,
but one of the, I was trying to hopefully find a girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
or whatever.
You want to talk about that? Your experience dating in LA?
Just
how was
brief. I mean, I thought I did. I thought I was gonna, finally find like that person.
Yeah.
It didn't work out, and it kind of I kind of spiraled because like that feeling of like loneliness hit even harder.
After you're like seeing a person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was a rough moment. It was just like I felt
How long were you seeing them, and how'd you meet them?
It was on Hinge, and we only saw each other for like 2 months or so. But it was like definitely like I was like, oh shoot, like this might be the first time, you know, I can get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So it was
because you hadn't had a long-term girlfriend at that point.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was like, I think this is it. Like I'm living in LA. I gotta go. You know, I'm chasing the dream. And I was at the high. You know, I felt like I was.
And that was just a few months after you moved, right?
Exactly. Yeah. You know, I felt like at such a high, and when that ended, it just amplified the feeling of loneliness even more.
Yeah.
It was definitely a rough like few months.
I think it's tough when you go to a new city too, and like it's one thing if you go to a new city for you're joining a company or something, or like you're joining college. Yeah. So you're kind of just put in a whole network. But I feel like if it's this thing, like you're going to a new place to build your own thing, it's not like exactly like you just walk into like a whole tribe of people that's like, oh, welcome. We've been waiting for you, Carlo. Come into our community. It's like,
exactly.
I feel like adult life, unless it's one of those, it's kind of, we talk about this all the time, like the struggle to build a community of like-minded people that have like similar energy in a new city that you didn't grow up in. It's a process. Yeah.
Like I worked remote, so it wasn't like I was, I was meeting people in real life, and, people, I would work with people, but I didn't really see them as a friend. It was more of like a mutual, like, I'm just a videographer and you're,
got it.
You're just somebody I like record with. But shout out to Doc and, Miss Jackie.
Yeah.
I think they really like kind of pulled me out of that like dark place, because like, it was like 4th of July. My first cookout.
Cookout. Wow. I'm just kidding.
But it was crazy.
I've heard you say that before.
It was like.
Okay. It's funny.
But it was legit. Like,
no, I get you.
All the family members, all the friends, the whole block was like just packed with cars. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, we're just gonna like shoot some fireworks.
I love that.
Just eat and hang out.
Yeah.
But it was more than that. It was a lot. It was just so much going on. I remember I was leaving, and Doc was like, you're welcome. Like, you're welcome anytime, like your family. And I was like, and that's when it started clicking. I'm like, cause I was recording with Doc for like pretty much every week. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, I'm just a camera guy. Yeah. But he saw me as a brother, and it was like,
I like that.
Yeah. I was like, oh shoot. Yeah. I was like, I'm not alone. Like,
there we go.
Yeah. Cause even Miss Jackie was like, you're my son. Like, you're my godson.
Oh shit. That's so cute.
And, I didn't really like understand that. I was like, oh, they're just being nice. But, the more I got to know them, like they actually see people like family like that. And then, I just, I was spending pretty much every weekend.
And I'm curious though, but how did you, so, you're dating that girl and then you're feeling lonely. How did you end up connecting with Doc?
It was kind of crazy. So, I was like recording like games or something. Yeah. And then somebody reached out to me. And then they were like, yo, I have a story. And I was like, okay, cool. And like, let's meet up. So I was like, I got to meet him and we recorded and stuff. And I was like, cool. And then, he was friends with Doc. And then Doc reached out to me.
Oh, he saw what you did for his friend.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
And he was like, hey man, I got like, I got my own story to tell. And I was like, okay, let's just like record. And I remember the first thing we recorded, well, I've seen Doc before at the basketball games. We didn't really know each other like that. But Yeah, he was like, I have a story to tell. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me just go over there and like record your story and see what you're about.
Yeah.
He told me his story and his mom was there the whole time.
I think I've seen some of the footage, right? In the garage or something? Was that, or is that a different day?
It might have been a different day. We never released it. But yeah, I was like, you know, I felt comfortable because his mom was there. So like just him showing that he had a good relationship with his mom, it was like, okay, cool. Like, he's
you like his personality?
Yeah. It's like, you know, that shows a lot of like vulnerability and trust. And then, and then like literally, so we recorded that, you know, little interview or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then we were like, okay, let's go get food. So we were getting food, and then on the drive there, it just clicked.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, this guy has a good story, and he's a good basketball player. Mm-hmm. He's like one of the most talented like basketball players that, you know, I've seen. Yeah. And I was like, wait, what if I just record with him the whole summer? Yeah. You know, so we got dinner and, you know, we were eating, and then I was just like, hey, what if I just recorded you for the whole summer? You know, training, things like that, games. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So
nice.
You know, that's how it all started.
Did you guys have a specific vision, like at that time when you were starting? Like, what was the dream that you were all dreaming up?
Just like his comeback, because he got set back. So I was like, yo, let me record your journey. You know, like all your training and stuff, and you know, like you're gonna make it to the NBA, and we gotta get all this story. You know, record all of it so people understand who you really are. So that was the vision.
Yeah. I like that. I'm curious. So right now you're working a full-time job.
Yeah.
And you've been working ever since in LA. You've been in LA 2 years?
Yeah, I just hit the 2 years.
Yeah. I'm curious, like, how has your experience at the company changed, and how has it been balancing both, like the photography stuff and, you know, working at the company?
Yeah, I mean, the company was definitely doing a lot better when I first joined in, so things were definitely a lot more work and things felt better. Well, the company's going through some things right now. It's definitely been rough, but I think it helped me like understand corporate life more and just the good and bad things.
Yeah.
So it's good to see both sides, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that understanding that, I think that will help me with myself, because I know, like, you know, business always has its ups and downs. So, you know, when I finally, hopefully running a small team, you know, I could use that experience and, you know, make sure that my team's good. Yeah.
I'm curious, what's like the top lessons you learn from either like positive or negative examples from like your corporate job that you feel like you can apply to your future?
I think like really just being open and honest with your team, and, you know, like not cutting corners or like cutting things off from them. Like, you know, I don't want to out my company or anything, but there's just some things that, you know, that shouldn't have happened. You know, it feels like we're taking the effects from what I think wasn't really our fault. You know, we did our best. You know, we try our best, and, you know, like, just the market isn't good, but it's like taking out on us. So I don't, like, you know, I want to use that experience, and if that happens with my team, I want to make sure that I can support them still fully. You know, and be honest and open, but you know, hopefully it never happens. But if it does, hopefully I remember this moment, you know, and execute better.
Yeah, I do. I like that. And I'm actually, I want to get into what you're focused on building now. So you mentioned you struggled between like the artist and the business stuff, the creative stuff and the business stuff. And I know you've been digging more into the business stuff. So I'm curious, like, what are the key developments how have you been closing that gap? You know, you used to say like you were far on the artist creative side, and now you're kind of coming more to the business side. So like what's helped you? What are you doing to close that gap now?
Honestly, AI has been a big.
Here we go. Let's get some sponsors in here.
Shout out thatis.com.
Yeah. Thatis.com. It's actually true. It's but AI Workflows Academy. No, I'm done.
No, honestly, I think you were a big influence. Just showing like what AI could do.
Yeah.
And
I'm talking about AI like every day at home.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not at your level, but you know, it was like pricing was always like a big issue for me, and like what value I actually bring. And it's like, well, I just give Claude all my experience.
Yeah.
And it's like, give me a price. And it's like, here's the price. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to stick with it, you know? And so when I pitch myself, or, you know, it's like, this is my price. This is it. Because like, look, here's the proposal that
it's data driven, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Analyze the market. Yeah.
And just like also like, you know, I've found my confidence, and I know what my work is, because I'm going to put some people under the bus, but I've seen people who are good at the business, but their work is pretty trash.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're making money because they're good at the business.
Yeah.
I think it's very, like, it should be, like, hand in hand. Like, you should have, you know, you should be good at business and be good at your craft.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I feel like there's like that classic thing in business of like the product and the marketing. Like if you have a great product, your marketing is easy. But like people with the worst product, they're like trying so hard to market it. Oh, that's funny. But so you recently landed a monthly retainer, right? And my understanding was that like that was a big step for you, going from like artist more in the business side. So, I mean, I would love to dig into that more. Like what were the key things? What changes did you make, and how did it feel having that retainer kind of go through and you know, lock down?
I mean, definitely locking the retainer down was like amazing.
Yeah.
I definitely had a warm lead. So I was able to come back to the basketball gym.
Yeah.
And have a better plan of what I was going to deliver and what I was going to do for them. You know, I did have the help of AI to help me build that, but at the same time, I had to put in my experience and, you know, what like my beliefs were and what I was actually going to give them. So it helped me build a presentation and even a contract for that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I already had the skills, but you know, I was like I kind of had a good idea of like what kind of content I was going to get them and what the kind of like the 3-month plan is. And it's been going good so far. Yeah, I mean, there's still tweaks that I need to make, but it's been getting better every month.
And I heard you have a goal for June 1st.
I don't know if I can announce that.
Oh, you don't want to? Oh, my fault. Sorry, we're going to cut this out. That's so funny.
But 3 clients by then. Retainers.
3 clients? 3 returning clients by June 1st?
Yeah.
All right, we'll update this though. We'll update this. Okay, I kind of want to get into, I know we've talked about this before, but you get frustrated with when you see people you care about the way that they might approach their careers or their life. So I want to get into like what specifically bothers you. It doesn't.
I just want to say.
Let me just say, it doesn't have to be. Maybe just in general. Like no one specifically, but like we're in our 30s now, so like, what have you observed? Where do you think people kind of set themselves up for failure?
I still feel like I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I'm successful yet, but I am proud of the life that I'm living.
Yeah.
So in some way that is success.
Yeah.
There's people say like, oh yeah, like life's good, but they're just saying it, to hopefully feel like they believe it. But I would have like these moments where I'm just like, man, life's actually really good.
Yeah. When did that start happening?
Definitely this year. When I was like learning more about the business, and I was like, okay, like I'm finally figuring out the business, right? And I'm like,
you're like money. It's like that Mr. Krabs.
It wasn't just about the money. I'm kidding. It wasn't just about the money, but it was like a step closer to like figuring out the business. Yeah. The business side of things. And I was like, and
doing something that you want.
Exactly.
You could be somewhere else, working somewhere else, making even more money, but like, you're doing something you're passionate about, and the business, the financial side of it is getting like figured out.
Yeah, I'm finally starting to see the light. Like, it's like I'm doing it. I'm actually doing the thing that I said I was gonna do. Yeah. So that was definitely like one of my enlightenments or whatever. Yeah. Discoveries. And like life I started becoming more appreciative of things, the opportunities, small things. And like just being grateful because, it was like, it's been something I've been looking for like the longest time. And I think that passion that I have for, chasing after what you're really passionate about and what you really love, I'm a big believer in that. It's like the way I see life is
you talk about it like every day.
Yeah, pretty much. Like the way I see life, it's like one movie, right? Yeah. And if your life is only going to be one movie, why not make it the best movie that you could possibly make? You are the main character in your movie.
That's true.
And you're just going to waste it on something that people don't want to watch. Yeah. Like, do you even want to watch your own movie? Yeah. Right? So it's like...
I like that. I heard somebody say, like, if your life was a movie, would you be up in the stands, like, cheering right now?
Yeah. Exactly. And I feel like a lot of people, they don't live a life like that. Yeah. They put an effort into making, like, other people money. Yeah. It's like... And then they don't like what they do. They don't like their job. Yeah. And it's like, if you're going to work hard at something that you actually like, right? Live a life that you actually want to live. And, I have a friend who's been doing music for like the longest time. And people saw him as a failure and stuff in the beginning, but he's been playing music, working on his craft for over 10 years. And, now he has a skill that he can, that he loves. He has his passion, he can turn into a career. Yeah. So, but a lot of people aren't building the skills, their own skills that could be, transferred to other things. Yeah. It's just like, I learned this one thing at this one company. Yeah. And then now I have to convince people that I can transfer those skills into your company and provide you a lot of value and make you a lot of money. Yeah. People don't get that. Like, if you work for a corporate, you will never be paid the full value of what you're actually providing for them. because they have to make money off of you.
Yeah.
And you don't know how much money they're making off of you.
Yeah, you know, exactly.
They could be making $200K off of you, paying you $60,000 a year, and you're like, oh,
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always getting the better end of the deal. That's why they're paying somebody else to do the work.
Exactly. So,
yeah, I'm curious. Do you feel like in your friendships or like people, you know, that are around you, that they misunderstand anything about like your personality or your passions or, you know, what you're trying to build?
I think people like think I'm just a good photographer and good videographer, and it's like, wow, he's been talented and, you know, he's worked hard to be where he's at, but they don't. I feel like they don't understand where like why I'm pushing for it so hard. Like I hate like that 9 to 5 cycle, like I said. And I feel like you can build the life that you actually want to live and the wealth that you really want to have by building something on your own, you know? And yeah, and it's led me to here, like, you know, with a life that I'm happy to live.
Is there a version of you that people see that you wish you could correct? Basically, what do they get wrong about you?
That I work hard. I feel like I don't work hard enough.
You think you don't get work? You don't think you work hard enough?
Yeah. It feels like that sometimes.
Yeah.
It feels like that. I mean, it's hard because I feel like you're the standard that I see every day, and you're like 15-hour work days.
I don't.
7 days
disagree.
a week. 7 days a week, and I'm like, if I'm not on that level, I'm not gonna make it. But you know,
I don't even count it. What people count as work. This isn't about me, but I feel like what people would think is working, I don't count some of that as work. That's the thing.
Well, you're doing something, right? You're doing something. So you know, seeing that every day, and that's like seeing that as like the standard. Yeah. So it makes me feel like I'm a lazy piece of shit sometimes. But I know it's different.
It's different.
I know it's different, but you know, like I'm progressing, so you know that's what I should look at. Yeah,
exactly.
Because we are like on different things sometimes.
Yeah, but literally, I mean, this is my belief that everyone could basically build the life that they really want, and it could look very different than the other person.
Exactly.
Like there's no need to like the paths to look the same at all.
Yeah, but I think I built myself into the person that I really want to be.
Yeah.
You know, some insecurities that I've had, like being too skinny, you know, not.
Yeah.
You know, like just like being accepted. You know, I feel like I had to fight for that. I think that's why I'm also so passionate about like creating and, you know, having things that people can enjoy, and you know, that's why I'm very passionate about that, because I feel like I'm providing value and providing something that people can like me for.
So what was that always a conscious thing? Like when did that feel like a conscious thing for you, that you realized that's how you felt and that's what may have been like going on?
I think it's like subconscious. I think it's like a clear realization just recently, because I felt like I remember like in high school and stuff, I was like a wallflower or something. It like people wouldn't really know who I am. Like people would recognize my friends, but they'd always like introduce themselves to me like 3 or 4 times before they finally remember who I am. And I felt like that was like a normal thing, and I was like, I just wanted to be seen, I guess. Through creating beautiful things, I felt like people could be like, oh wow, you're talented, like you have something to offer, you have some value, you know. But,
yeah, no, I feel like that's a deep concept right there. It's like through your work, that's how you show your value, and like people can understand who you are more. Do you feel like your work that you've done has done that?
Yeah, definitely. And now I don't really chase that, I would say. It's more of like, now I'm like trying to provide value for businesses, you know, rather than validation from other people. But because I feel like I've surpassed the people that I've wanted to impress. Not in a negative way. You know, I mean, I started working out during COVID because, you know, I was like skinny. I was weak.
Yeah.
But now, like I'm definitely a lot stronger, and you know, I'm definitely a lot
at the
fitter.
gym like you're boxing like every day.
Yeah, you know, I'm not, like, I've learned how to fight. I've, you know, built my body into something that I'm happy for. Yeah, and you know, like, I don't call my friends out or anything, but
that's exactly what you say before you call.
I don't want to call my friends out, but fuck them.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, you know, like I've overcome that insecurity. It's like, oh, like, you're skinny, you're small. You know, they might say that, but I'm gonna knock your ass out.
Okay, you're gonna go South Central on us now. Okay.
It's like, say that again.
Yeah.
You know, this time, like, now it's like, if they talk shit, I could talk shit back, and they can't really do nothing because.
What do you have to get ghetto on this?
Cut that out. But it's true, you know, like, to build your confidence, like, you have to do the things that you said you're actually gonna do. Yeah. Yeah, right? Yeah, you have to build that person.
And you start to trust yourself more too.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. And like, yeah, it might seem a little shallow, but you know, like, I wasn't like, yeah, like going to the gym and stuff wasn't like really for my health. It was definitely for some form of validation. And once you grow out of that and surpass that, like, it's like, it just becomes for yourself now. Like, now, you know, I do have my own goals for why I want to be fit. Yeah. Like,
I feel like in the beginning, we got to use whatever fuel source we have. If it's going to make you better, it's like, go to the gym as opposed to drinking. Or,
exactly.
That's the best way to deal with I feel like if you're going to find a way to deal with those problems.
Yeah.
So you feel, it kind of sounds like, so you feel like you're shifting, like you're accepting yourself more, you're changing as a person. I'm curious, like, what in the last couple of years, what are the biggest ways you feel like you've developed, and have you changed?
I think just being more of a doer.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, I'm not perfect. I mean, definitely there's things that are like scary, and I procrastinate into doing it, but I trust myself enough that I know that I'm eventually going to do it. And yeah, and just doing it, just doing the thing that you say you're going to do. Yeah. That's really...
We were just talking about it, like, there's no more new plans, it's just doing it.
Exactly, you know.
The plan's to do it.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, sometimes it's like you're trying to build that strategy, and like, oh, I'm going to, like, how can I get this perfect so I don't fail? It's like, there's no more of that. You just got to do it, and because everything that you strategize for and you plan for, that shit goes out the window once you're actually in the thick of things.
That's true. Oh my God. I forgot. I think it was probably us that were talking, like, every entrepreneur, whatever they thought they were going to do at first, it's completely different.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why you need to test it out and talk to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the amount of different, just think in the last 6 months, the different ideas we've had.
I announced 3 things in one day, and I threw that shit all out the window. And I'm like, now I'm focused on one thing.
Yeah, you know. Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Was it always that way?
Yeah, but it wasn't like, I kind of like, the relationship I had was like different. As a kid, it was like, you gotta believe in God or you're just gonna fucking...
Yeah, just to be like a good...
Like he'll fucking strike you, you know? It's like, if bad things happen, it's because I was a bad kid. You know, that's what my belief was.
Yeah.
And then eventually I got to a point where I was like, I don't like going to church. It's boring as fuck. And like people here are like hypocritical, like people aren't listening, like this is all just some BS.
Yeah.
Right. And so I stopped going to church.
Mm-hmm.
And then that first year of LA really woke me up, and I was like, I'm lonely, and you know what? I gotta go back to church. Mm-hmm. And I went back to church, and I have a different perspective on it now. So, and I understand things because I was always blaming God. Like, because I remember I was like, when that girl like left and I was like really lonely. I'm like, what did I do? Like, I'm a good person, like all this, all that, right? But I learned that, you know, as cliche as it is, it's like he has a better plan for you, and there's a reason. Like bad things happen so that you can grow from it. Like, you know, I would always pray like, God, give me strength, right? But how do you get stronger? You got to go through shit.
Yeah.
You know, so I did pray for that. Like, it's like, and I became way stronger coming out of it. So, you know, you gotta watch out what you pray for.
Yeah. It's funny. It's like that story where he sent like a boat and everything for you. You didn't take any of the signals.
Yeah, and he's like, I sent those boats for you, bro.
He's like, I sent you to LA by yourself to grow.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people kind of lose their faith, because it's like it's like my life sucks. Like, it's like, why are you doing this to me? And it's like, he's giving you the challenges so you can grow from it to become a better person.
Yeah.
All the things that you want is on the other side of what you're resenting.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's true.
So it's like, he's literally giving you the way, and you're just like, it's too hard. It's too difficult. I'd rather choose the wrong options and make my life miserable.
Yeah. So you told me to ask you about this. What's your relationship like with women? Why are you laughing? You're like, what relationship? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
It's been tough. I think most of my dating experience has been on dating apps, which is not great. There's definitely a lot of similar outcomes. I mean, I can't blame it on the woman, everything on the woman. You know, I have my own faults too. But right now it's like, I actually just saw a video on this. Like right now, like I'm telling myself like, oh, I just want to focus on myself because, you know, government costs money, all this and that. But in reality, I can still date.
Yeah.
I just got to be honest with what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to build right now. And the right woman will support that, right? Because like, I'm trying to impress the woman who just showing them like, oh yeah, I work 2 jobs, you know, I got money, I got this and that. And
it's probably the type of person that you don't want to be settled down with in the first place anyways. You know, but it's funny because we come into it thinking that that's what would make for a better, getting a partner that's better or something. Yeah,
exactly. You know, because as men, it's like we have to look like, or we have to be the provider. So if you don't have anything to provide, then what value do you have?
Yeah.
man.
If you're not providing like financial security,
Yeah.
you bring nothing to the table.
Exactly.
Basically. Yeah.
So it's tough, you know. I've taken a step away from the dating apps. I mean, I think I'm trying to like reevaluate how I present myself.
Yeah.
I do just kind of have to present myself like I'm building something right now, and
Yeah.
like if you want to be a part of it, like
Yeah.
I will gladly, you know, provide that space for you. But if not, then you're looking for someone else.
Yeah.
And it's tough, you know. It's hard to present yourself that way.
Yeah. Are you? I guess what's your biggest blocker right now with women?
I think it's definitely with myself. Like I said, like how I present myself.
Yeah. And when you say how you present yourself, like, yeah, what do you mean by that?
You know, it's like, oh, let's go on a date. Like, you know, let's go on something fun. And in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, this is like kind of expensive. Like, I don't really want to like pay for this.
Yeah.
But it's like,
so it's kind of like your situation where you are currently financially in life. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of my
Have you already tried like, just being upfront of like, hey?
No, see, that's the thing. I haven't.
Oh, okay,
I haven't been like, I'm trying to build something right now. Like, I understand if you're looking for something different. You know, I've never been like open like that.
Yeah.
It's always been like, I'm pretty much playing the same game every other guy is playing.
Like,
where it's like, oh, let's go on a fun date. You know, let's do something fun. You know, it's like, you know, I'll pay for the date. Like, but then you set that bar, like, then each day got to be fun. Each day got to be expensive. And it's like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So now I'm playing like this, like, nonchalant. Oh,
like, I don't mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I got you, you know, things like that. But, like, I mean, I don't mind, like, coffee dates and stuff. But, you know, I'm not saying, like, we can't have fun dates, but just I shouldn't present myself like every date's going to be a fun date. Every date's going to be, like, something expensive.
Anything other than the financial component, though? About your relationship or like with women? And then I also would love to know just like what is it that you're looking for? Like, you know, you're dedicated to what you're building, but what are you looking for in a partner?
Definitely like insecurity wise, financially is like the biggest thing. I felt like, you know, like I did build myself. Like definitely physical appearance was like a huge thing for me, but I'm at a pretty good spot. Of course, I could definitely be more buff and, you know,
now that you're shredded,
exactly, and you know, wear nicer clothes and be more, you know.
I think you're stylish.
Like more tatted. Like I want to be tatted. And
you want to be tatted?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
You know, have that aesthetic, like piercings and. You know,
oh, okay, I didn't know that.
But like, you know, that's all like surface level stuff, which, you know, like I could definitely. Like that'll just come in time. But as far as like what I'm looking for in a woman, and because I feel like I've built myself, like, you know, I've gone to therapy and worked on myself, so I feel like I have that kind of like down. Like the way I see it is like I know I'm gonna be a good like partner, but the way I present myself in the beginning is the hard part, because I'm showing somebody who I'm not. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, honestly, I'm just looking for someone who's like, who's just like very supportive, and they don't have to understand 100% what I'm like trying to build, but just someone who understands that, you know, that I'm working hard towards something and I'm putting in a lot of effort into it, and I just want them to be kind of like that person I can come to when I'm having a hard day, and just, you know, you don't even have to talk. It's just like, I just feel better with that person.
Yeah.
And because they give me that space, you know?
Yeah. Do you have any like top qualities that are important to you in someone that you're trying to date? Why are you making it?
Shout out Latinas, man. No, I'm just kidding.
You're like, if her name rhymes with a hot sauce brand, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's a thing.
No, I mean, definitely.
We should do the grizzly bear bit now. I'm just kidding.
Play dead.
Play dead.
Yeah, I mean, someone who just like definitely like who's put in the work in themselves too. You understand, who's like emotional maturity, who's also like, I don't know, my voice cracked, but
also we're gonna do a lightning round after this.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, just somebody. I would like somebody who's also ambitious.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have somebody who's like understanding of like what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Fully.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
they're trying to build their own thing. I'm trying to build my own thing.
Yeah. I feel like building something from scratch is a very specific experience with a lot of just hard to convey what it's like type things. Unless somebody I feel like is doing the same.
Yeah, exactly.
To some degree. I mean, they don't,
And like,
not everyone needs to do some grand thing, you know?
and if we're both building something, I think, because I believe people like get closer to struggles.
Yeah.
And if we're facing like similar struggles, it's like we're just bonding over something.
Ooh, excuse me. Yeah.
And our bond's gonna get better.
Quick fire round.
All right, do it.
What's a belief you hold about building a business that most people would disagree with you? Or it could be building a life. Whatever you want to talk, whatever you want to
building
answer.
a brand.
Yeah, or building a brand since you're focused on brands. Yeah.
I feel like there is like, I mentioned this earlier, but in our own talk, but
Yeah.
there are like fundamentals in like, you know, how you do business.
Yeah.
But I think there are ways, you know, through your own experience and what you should implement to your own brand.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's like with social media content creators, people think like they're just going to come in with a camera and just record and, you know, cool visuals and things like that. But for me, it's like, I love telling stories.
Yeah.
And I like, how can I help tell, you know, my client's story that would fit into their customers?
Yeah.
To help them like connect better. That would be my angle, right? And create really good visuals.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm adding something to what is already like a blueprint.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, if you have a certain skill or like certain belief, I think like why not implement it into your own brand or your own business because you understand that fully.
Yeah. What's one tool or resource that has just provided you a ton of value recently?
Definitely Claude.
I thought you were going to say Claude too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely Claude.
You want to say like really quick, just a summary of like what top things Claude has really provided for you?
I think definitely just breaking down the ideas that I have. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like I just give it like thoughts and random things and it just breaks it down for me in a very clear way.
Yeah.
And how I could like, you know, provide more value to my business and how I can implement these ideas into my business and if it's viable or not.
Yeah. I love Claude. This is kind of a meta example, but literally for 5 minutes we rambled into Claude and they came up with this whole interview guide. This is how we came up with the whole interview. And we didn't even, it was the first version.
Yeah.
We rambled for 5 minutes about everything about your life and this is what came up.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Worst advice that you hear?
I'm gonna steal this from a movie.
Okay.
It's just like, the worst advice is that simple.
Explain.
People say, oh yeah, I messed it up. I messed up the line. It's,
you only said 3 words.
Okay. Repeat the question.
All right.
Let me like gather myself. Okay.
Yeah. This will be good for the trailer.
Yeah.
What's the worst piece of advice you've ever heard?
It's not that simple.
Okay, explain.
Because it is that simple.
Are you doing a bit or that was it?
It's kind of a bit.
Okay. Could you explain it?
So
And what movie is that from?
I don't even know. I just see it on
okay.
Instagram, you know?
Oh, okay.
I just saw it on Instagram.
There's a clip,
sometimes.
yeah.
But like, so the bit, or like in the movie, the interviewer asked the person, like, what's the worst advice somebody's given you? And then the guy goes, it's not that simple. And then the interviewer is like, can you explain that? Like, what do you mean it's not that simple? And that is the worst advice. It's not that simple. When people say it's not that simple, it's actually that simple. You find what the next step is, and you do it.
That's funny. So that's the point of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is that simple. You just do it.
Yeah.
You just do it. Like, there's like, what's the hurdle, right?
Yeah. There's this one business podcast I listen to. They were talking about like, what is entrepreneurship? They say it's actually not complicated. It's simple, but it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, you got to weather the uncertainty. Yeah. But there's kind of a set of steps you just need to take.
Exactly. You know that.
You could literally ask Claude, this is my situation. What should I do next? It's like, oh, you should cold call 10 businesses. And then you're like, it's complicated. It's like, no, actually,
pick up the fucking phone.
It's like, here are the top 10 numbers you should call right now. And you're like, it's just.
And here's the script.
Yeah, here's the script. Yeah. It's like, would you like to make a call? Do you want me to make the call with my audio bot? Like,
I know. Just one more thing.
Oh, yeah.
I've always believed that people know what the next step is in their life. People know what they need to do. You know, it's like, oh, I'm fat. Okay, like, go to the gym. And it's like, I don't want to.
Eat more or eat less and move more.
Exactly. You know, people have like these things. It's like, oh, it's hard. It's hard. You just do it. You just do it. You know what you need to do. There's no, you don't need.
You know what it is.
Yeah, people are like, I need the advice. I need the advice.
Yeah.
No, you're looking for a reason, like, to not do it.
I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but like, why do you think people are looking for a reason to not do it?
Because they don't want to do it. So it's like.
So they just want to. In their mind, they think they want to do it, but they don't actually want to do it. Is it something like that?
They want the result, but they don't want to take the actions to get there.
Yeah. Everyone wants to be buff, but they don't want to go to the gym, three days a week for years.
Yeah, or they want the shortcut.
Yeah.
They want the shortcut. It's like, give me advice to get there.
Yeah.
And it's like,
everyone's looking for a shortcut, yeah.
You used to do the work.
Yeah. No, it's funny. And I mean, we've been living together for over a year now, and it's funny how much we learn from just iterating and doing actual work and failing constantly.
Yeah.
What's the best purchase that you've made that was under $100?
Oh man, that's a good question. I feel like under $100.
Or not, any price is fine. Our audience is rolling dough, so.
Yeah.
That's good.
Things got really expensive, but.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got one.
Yeah.
A journal book.
You were just talking about journaling yesterday. You said it's unlocked stuff. Right? Yeah. Do you want to talk about the impact that it's had?
Yeah, I mean, journaling is very underrated. I think it's like, people think it's just a simple concept. And it is.
Hey, it's simple, remember?
Yeah, but they don't understand the actual value from it. I mean, I didn't understand the value until I actually did it. I thought, some people think it's like girly. It's like, you have your secrets and shit on it.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
But I mean, I don't put like anything crazy. I just put like my realizations into it.
Yeah.
It was actually crazy because I technically started journaling when, I don't want to keep going back to that girl, but when it led me to that moment of like the loneliest like part of my life.
Yeah. After the first girl you were dating, and then it ended.
Yeah. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
I know I was crying and shit.
Yeah.
And then so I just started writing down on my notes app, you know, how I felt. You know, I turned into experiment, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like
Sort of experimenting on yourself.
Yeah. No, I really did, because I was like, how do you get over someone fast, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me experiment on myself.
Yeah.
Let me do the things that you're supposed to do, and then let me see how I felt, you know. And then
What was the recommendation? You should journal and get buff.
yeah,
Pretty much. Yeah.
join boxing. That's what I did.
Yeah. Journal and boxing.
You really have to just transform yourself into like the person that was like, you know, like a better version of that person. Because like you're living that, I don't explain this shit. My brain's going crazy, but pretty much like, it's not the actual person that you're like sad about.
Yeah.
It's like a version of that person that you're holding on to that you're sad about.
Yeah.
So you're like kind of living in that past. But if you build yourself to a version that's like unrecognizable from that person in the past, then it's like, how can you attach yourself to that kind of person when you're just a way better person?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I like that.
Yeah. So that's why it makes sense why people is like, just put your head down, you know, after a breakup, like go to the gym. Yeah. Because like if you
focus on making myself better.
Exactly. You know, if you're like 20 more pounds like with muscle and jacked and you're making more money, it's like, how are you the same person who got cheated on or like broken up with, you know? I mean, but journaling is very underrated. Just, I feel like people have so many thoughts throughout the day, and just slowing down and writing those thoughts, you kind of hold on to those ideas more, and you just teach yourself to slow down.
Yeah. What's a question that you wish more people asked you?
Let me get your number.
Respect. That could be your answer if you want.
My brain's kind of hurting, but I'm gonna leave it there.
Brain's hurting? What's wrong? You tired?
Yeah, it's a lot of thinking, a lot of thoughts.
A lot of thoughts. Hold on, let's do like two more.
Go.
What does making it look like for you?
Making it.
Yeah. When will you know that I made it?
I feel like I'm like kind of there, because one of the first times that I envisioned myself making it was like when I finally had my own place, and I would always imagine myself opening that door with the key and being like,
we are in a dream spot.
and that was
we should put a B-roll of this is our place right here.
But that spot, I remember I was like, we're gonna be here in a few years.
Oh my god, we were there in a few months.
Exactly, bro. It was crazy. And it's just like every time we think about it, it's like, holy shit, we're living in this fucking.
It's so fun. This is some metaphor for life, that we're in like a dream loft in LA, in the dream city, but we're so focused on working hard.
And you know what's crazy? I was thinking about this last night. I was like, this like Airbnb is like low-key like our loft. And I'm like, our loft is kind of bigger than this place.
Yeah, no, it is, right? You should have stayed home. When you go traveling and you're in a worse place than your actual home.
We don't have a hot tub though.
Yeah, no. There's. I mean, we're in the woods. We're in the woods too.
But the second thing would probably be, I think when I have a family. I think that's what I work towards. Yeah. I try to work hard now so that when I have a family, I could take them out to wherever I want. I could spend time with them. You know, whenever I want. Yeah. You know, live a life like Naval. Like, just do what you want, you know.
How would you summarize how Naval lives?
Bro, he's like He's like Yoda.
Yeah.
He is Yoda.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like Yoda.
That's crazy. He looks like...
Shout out to Ball.
Yeah, his
Get on it. If you want to be on our podcast.
Come anytime.
Yeah. We'll get you on here.
What do you want people, if they hear this conversation, to take away most about hearing your story?
I would say that your story matters too. You really do like documentaries and telling people's story, and I feel like a year ago, I don't think I would do something like this. I think putting myself in front of the camera has always been scary.
You've always been behind the camera.
Exactly. You know, I'm the camera guy behind the camera. And for me to like openly talk about my whole journey and, you know, like, I don't know.
I'm so happy you're doing it.
I don't know if I'll actually watch this video, but
you will. I'll watch it with you.
That's crazy. But just being open to doing this.
Yeah.
You know, it's the thing, like, you just do the thing.
Yeah.
You know, I was scared of, you know, showing myself in front of the camera, but
yeah.
Right now I do feel like I found my confidence, and I do care what people think, but
yeah.
I'm at a level it's like at the same time I don't care.
That's so funny. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
So if you want to be on the podcast, just hit us up and
let us know.
Yeah, we'll make you famous. I don't know.
Get famous. Last thing, if you had one message to leave, you're gonna die at the end of today, and you had one message that you could leave that is gonna go out broadcasted to the entire world.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Like, your life is so insignificant compared to the whole universe. You're just a tiny, you're like the tiniest speck. You're like an atom that you can't, you know, people don't even recognize, right? And if that's the case, then that means that your life is the most significant to you. So why live it in a way that you're not happy, you know, that you're not proud of? Take that risk, take that leap. Be that person that you always dreamt of. And honestly, I think you'll live a life that you're really proud of.